Shall we play a game?
Jeez, that 2 minutes went fast. Alright, we are in a scenario on Pfälzische Ludwigsbahn. And we're waiting for an ICE to pass us, so I better set this thing up though. Oh shit, rail driver's not plugged in. Hang on. What? Hopefully the game will put up with that. Get that out of the way. Aha, works good. Okay, let's get some brakes on, because we don't really want to be rolling away. Headlighty things, normal, fine, okay. Let's not use AFB, actually, it's a freight. Apparently they don't. We don't need LZB, we need to put our lights on headlights. Right, and everything else should be fine, I think. We're only allowed to do 100 kilometers an hour, but apparently maybe not. But anyway, we'll stick to that. We have C for NPZB turned on. Hello to C, Lord Dampnut, Rails of Illinois, the Melbourne Rail Fan, and Chase DeFox, and of course you Burke. And you Burke is train spotting right now at Weedental. I hope I said that right. On the route. Wave to me if you see me. Ah, interesting. We have to wait for the ICE to pass us before we can move. We are in the 185 Railon, and in theory we're supposed to be a priority, so we're supposed to be the train that hoons. Okay, off we go then. Brakes, and we'll do the un-German thing. Seemed fair. We won't run AFB because I had a chat with a German freight driver who says they basically don't. Might take a little while to get this moving because it's pretty big. There it goes. As you can see, it's somewhat large for a German train, and it's a chemical carrier. Safe to release, apparently. Zugbeeinflussung to you too. We have our little units running through the scales. Do I see another one at the back? No, it was a building. It's okay. We should probably pay attention because it's Germany. You can't just let your train run. Hello, Florian. Zifa. Oh, I got told what the little red and white markers are too. They're the fouling point markers for that bit of track. So if you're beyond that marker, you are fouling the other track. I was thinking that's quite unusual. We use little white painted sleepers with us. Now that's a lot of magnets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 magnets. Apparently realistic if you actually go and have a look. It really is that many magnets if you go and have a look on Google Maps. It's interesting, not much of Germany has Street View, but most of the train lines do. Go figure. Oh, look at that, I'm speeding. I'd say tell someone who cares, but here comes a magnet. Alright, it'll leave me alone. No magnets for you. Look, bridge. Bridge. Come on. That's a boring bridge. How does it go over? A road. It's a boring bridge. That's okay. Back in the cab then. We are up to... Speed limit's 120, but we're a freight, so we should only do 100. Which mode are we in? It's down there, isn't it? No. Where is the mode? Oh well, must be behind me. I'm not going to get out of the chair, that would be bad. So we'll do 100. Time to pick up some speed. We're going to run just scenarios today. I haven't played any of them. I thought that would be fun. It's probably because I've had absolutely no time this week to actually spend with the route because there's so much stuff going on at the moment. Which is fine. This looks slightly green. I hope everybody is well. Thank you, Florian. Mood M. M for madness. Which means I shouldn't go any faster. In fact, I should probably take care of this down gradient a little bit. Going to be stopping at Schifferstadt. It's interesting that when you put the throttle into the dynamic range on the rail driver, it does not activate the electric brakes in this locomotive. So you actually have to use the handle yourself. How difficult.
Sifa.
Yeah, Grandma. It's fine. A fairly gentle down gradient for such powerful locomotives, so we don't need to go too hard. Imagine if this big pile of sausages ended up in a big pile. Oh look, there's that texture I hate. For specificness, this is the texture I hate. Because, you know, those wheels are about... they're too big. Sifa. Everything's looking happy at the moment. Just let her roll now. She should gradually pick up speed. We'll just keep her somewhere between 95 and 100. It should be good. Here comes an ICE. Zifa, spoil your fun just when you leave the cab, just when you thought it was safe. Zifa flies in like a shark and bites off your foot. Is that melodramatic? Probably. Probably should be in you, Florian. Maybe they expect me to do that. But then again, I am a crack express chemical train. It does make that clear, so maybe it's deliberate. But we'll stick to 100 anyway. As we fly through the platform here. The platform totally bereft of people. No people. No people are allowed on trains in Germany anymore. They have been banned in an effort to make sure that the trains actually keep to their timetable. So that people aren't allowed to travel on them anymore. The good news is the transport system is now very efficient.
Zifa.
I think this train is continuing to slow down without having power on, even though it's going downhill. It's a slight anomaly in the physics. Slight. At least the cars are driving on the right side of the road. That's a good start. I'd sit there and watch that for a while, but, you know, it's a German train. I have to say on Friday, which was quite a warm day in Melbourne, it's going to be a warm day today. It's already 30 degrees Celsius and it's only 8:30 in the morning. Actually, it's probably a little bit closer. It's 8:41. But it's already 30 degrees, so the predicted temp of 35 is unlikely. I'm tipping we'll go over 40 again like we did yesterday. We got to 41 degrees yesterday. The day before on my shift on Puff was quite pleasant. We got over 32, but it was still nice. And of course, being hot weather, the scenery becomes excellent. Zifa. We have, of course, had some excitement here. Those of you who know my main channel or are on my Discord would have seen the video of my son's car getting broken into. So in a reaction to that, we have increased the outdoor lighting. I think you can probably see this house from space anytime someone goes anywhere near it. because there's some significant lighting going on. It's only 5 k's to Schifferstadt. That's it, we're only going to Schifferstadt. Oh, look. Getting into another train at Schifferstadt. Oh, no, we're not. What are we doing there? Well, apparently we are. That looks interesting. I wonder what we're doing there. Zifa, but no Zwangbremsung. No Zwangbremsung allowed. Oh, it's a farmhouse. Thought it was a gypsy encampment. Or as my father-in-law calls them, Yifty. He's actually really interesting because he's Greek and he's quite old, but he'll use this really cool mixture of English and Greek when he's describing gypsies, because he doesn't like gypsies. And he'll go things like, fucking malaka Yifty. So he does swearing in 3 languages all at once. Talent. Yeah, on the avoiding line, normally only used by passenger trains. Give it a little juice. Hello, Mark Moss. How are you? Rails of Illinois says, wait for real. Lord Dampnut says, sheesh, that's going to be a stinker. Yes, and you got 22 there and 28 for a high. Uberk, they did succeed in getting in, they did not succeed in stealing it, or they did rifle it and throw his stuff all over the road. Nice of them. It's interesting that they got in, they had some kind of little device, and my guess would be a Flipper Zero, but it was small, whatever it was, and it looked like it was being managed one-handed, but it's a bit hard to tell in the security camera, because it's right at the edge of one of the frames, and that's not well focused, right at the edges. So we're hoping they don't come back. In the meantime, for defensive measures, and I'm going to have to start slowing down a lot. A lot. We'll be fine. For defensive measures, they couldn't open one of the other cars, so Alex's car is now parked in with that other car. We are seeing Uber Wachang 70. Anybody remember Wachang or Wachang? Interesting bunch of people. Zifa. Zifa's designed to distract you right before the signal that you have to acknowledge. Just to bug you up a little bit. We are stopping in 700 meters, 30 kilometers an hour. That's pretty good. We should be fine there. Ooh, reward. How nice. Florian says, I got this route today and the performance on console is very good. Even though there are no new trains, the run is a really nice one. I'm kind of enjoying it. So, yeah, I get that. Would it be better with new trains? Do I agree with the people that demand new trains? It would be better, but we are also probably starting to run out of trains that are in realism as well. We are now coming into Schifferstadt. It's time for fish and chips, pure fried double. Because pure fried double to me sounds like a brand of cooking oil. Just gradually slide to a stop at the end of this platform and then see what it wants us to do. I assume it wants us to do some shunting. Zifa. Florian says it's 0 degrees where he is tonight. I prefer cold over hot. Because when you're cold, you can wear more. When you're hot, once you're naked, you're stuffed. Ooh, I'm supposed to stop. You can stop now, train. Honest. That'll do. Slightly over, but that's okay. Alright, now what does it want us to do? You are booked for a swift break here at Schifferstadt to use the facilities. Ah, go for a bog. Remember though, despite being given priority over other traffic, you shouldn't dwell too long as the S-Bahn must still run and this fuel is required as a priority. Well, that's interesting. Set the brakes to full service. Yes, master. Set the reverser to off. Yes, master. Set the reverser handle to oot. Leave the cab and exit the train. Follow the markers. We better turn them on then. Is there one here that I've missed? No, it's fine. Whee! But you know, if we're in need of a bog, probably wouldn't be running. They are quite detailed, these tank wagons. They're quite nice. Look at that. Restocked a first aid kit. And there's a route map here, so despite the directions, we're going to get the route map. Now we follow the directions. Down bubble. Ooh, does that work? No. Huh. So, we took a piss in the elevator. You need to return to your train immediately. You are blocking the line and S-Bar service is approaching rapidly behind you. Please return to your train swiftly and get moving. Let me show them how fast a train driver goes when a train driver doesn't want to go. We're going to walk. Better inspect this carriage for a little while, I think. Yes, yes, does appear to have wheels. Good. Ooh. I see a bike collectible. Aha. How would you be at a route map? You've left your bike at the station and you've gone peacefully on your way and some annoying train driver comes and locks up your bike. And now you can't go home because, you know, someone locked up your bike and you don't know who it was and you don't know what key it is or the combination. Of course, if it's a train driver, the combination's probably 1, 1, 1, 1. Because, you know, us train people have a hard time remembering stuff. Release the brakes. Apply some power. What if I don't want to? Alright, off we go. Minimum power. Working hard. Or hardly working. It's hard to tell. Brakes are almost off. We better put some power on. Are we going to get any power? Yes! About time. Off we go then. Rapidly clearing the way for the S-Bahn service. Safe to release it, reckons. Which to me would be an excellent name for a nude model. Zugbeeinflussen. Most of them are called something Rose. I think of all the people I've photographed, I've had Sarah Rose, April Rose, Jenny Rose, Michelle Rose, etc. They all use the name Rose. I don't know why. They just do. Ziva. Uberk says the route is very nice. He did not expect it to be this good. Ah, rain. Perhaps we should pay attention then. Wipers are down here somewhere if I remember correctly. No, not the emergency brake. Wipies. Now the rail driver might in fact turn my wipers off. We'll see. Because I'm not touching the rail driver switch for this. Oh, this doesn't look as green as it could be. Off we go to Ludwigshafen Rhine. Sifa. And do we have to acknowledge this one? Probably not, no. Rails says, have people really been banned from riding the trains in Germany? It's kind of sus. No. I was making a joke, Rails. Florian was also not expecting it to be good and was pleasantly surprised. I'm surprised that you guys buy a route that you don't expect to be good. But I'm happy that you're surprised that it's good. That's okay. It's your money. Speaking of money, I'm going to do something to give back to the community a little. Too fast, too fast, too fast. Brakes, 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 brakes. Must do 60. Brakes. PZB will whack me. There's a magnet, but not for me. It's okay. It's not 3 of them in a row. It's fine. Anyway, we'll get this speed back under control. Gradually. Gradually, because it's a freight train. You don't want to be mean to freight trains. But I'm going to do something to give back to the community starting in February. And I am planning on buying a game to give away. What game do you think I should buy to give away? Now, I'll emphasize I'm buying this to give away. It will be coming out of some of the money that the channel makes, so it's to give back. So it's not something I'm getting for free. What should I buy to give away? What are your ideas? Rails says, off topic, the reason why the M7 and M9 on the new Long Island Railroad and TSW 4 and 5 is due to the fact that the R-Line train was hijacked by a bunch of buffoons and took it on a joyride. Do you know that's happened before? It's not that unusual that people pinch trains. It really isn't. Good luck to them if they steal a German train. Anything other than the 425, good luck. 425, you might figure it out. And Rails says the source of that was my Discord server. Now, I do believe it did actually happen. It is true. And you reckon I sound like I'm drunk? Well, that's interesting. I wonder if my sound things are a bit weird again. I'll have to have a look later. Lord Dampnut says, take layers off in summer and the police are called. Well, it depends where you are, I suppose, and how many layers you take off. Because, you know, once you get down to nothing, there's really nothing else to take off. Uberk likes this. Rails thinks death and praying. That's a strange combination. And don't mess with a unionised driver. That's it, exactly. Actually, the guy that retired at Puff, he did his last run on Friday, and I was very pleased to be on the railway that day because he's a really nice guy. He has taught me and pretty much everybody else there how to operate. So he was an excellent fireman. He was very good at teaching firing. He had a very good way of teaching driving, which was to basically sit back and let you fuck it up and figure it out for yourself, which is very good. And then he'd go, this is what you did wrong, and this is what you should do next time. And he'd just leave you to it. So it's really good. But he was the classic, because if a signalman came up to him and said, I need you to get out of the way, he'd go, yeah, all right. But he might take 30 minutes to actually get to his locomotive. A bit like me driving along at 60 k's now that we're allowed to do 100 again. Rails says, bro had to share that he took a piss in an elevator. Well, I haven't taken a piss in an elevator, no, but, you know. And yes, see, bet the train is nowhere near you. It probably isn't. Let's just whack the CIFA button and have a quick look. But I'm betting, yeah, they're just making it up. Is there anything following me? No. There is nothing following me. They're just making it up. So it's fine. Bit more juice then. C says I need to resub when I get paid. You do not need to resub anytime. You can be a member if you desire to. You don't have to. If there's any time that you don't feel like being a member, please let it lapse. There's no requirement. There's no shame in not being a member. It's perfectly okay. I really appreciate it when people are, because it helps me buy games, to be honest. Stuff that I can share and play, which is a lot of fun. Lord Dampnut says Baldur's Gate 3. Florian says I bought it after watched Joe's PlayStation streams and saw the route was performing well. Joe as in British Ace, I assume. Yes, his attitude's a bit like mine. It's like, oh, it's doing something weird. Okay. Yes, he doesn't tend to gloss over things that are wrong with it. Oh, look at all the people. So many of them. We're stopping again at Ludwigshafen. It looks like we're really getting off there. Because these steps weren't there before, were they? I wonder if they're kicking us out for another wee break. Interesting. Uberk says Paul sounds quite normal, not drunk. Most sober drunk man I ever heard. It sounds normal to you as well. That's good. Now, that might just mean that there's something wrong with our young friend. Maybe he's drunk. You're not 21 yet, you're not allowed to be drunk. In Australia, you'd be allowed to be drunk, but not America. And since you live in America, you should probably obey your laws. It's actually very funny watching American tourists here that haven't experienced drinking at home, and they come to Australia because unless you go to a family pub, we do have a pretty heavy drinking culture. There's that cooking oil again. And yes, I am slowing down too much, but that's okay. It's better to be slow than fast. Oh, look, there's a bush growing in the tracks. Not many bushes around these days. Except maybe for the French. Crazy Childhood says, I'm a train driver too in the shorts feed. Sonia Boven says, London? No, this is Germany. And I'm in Australia. Connie Young, I am okay. Sorry, I hadn't actually read the shorts feed then. I was just reading the other one. My apologies to the people on the shorts feed. I was ignoring you. It's awful of me. Ziffer again. Looks like we are heading off into the yard, so we have to cross all of the tracks. Probably acknowledging the signal, I imagine. Yes. That'll do. We'll just roll through here at about 20. We'll hold up the entire railway as we cross all of the main lines. But I get the impression there aren't a lot of trains around anyway in this scenario. I haven't seen many. I think we saw one. Rail says, actually, some but not all of the states have legalised underage drinking. Well, it can't be underage drinking if it's legal. It's just drinking. And I don't think they do. I think they're all 21. Florian says, Pure Freigabe means door release, no cooking oil. But for me, it sounds like Pure Freigabe, which is... it would make it a good cooking oil. Lord Dampnut says, fun fact, kids under 18 can drink in New South Wales with parental supervision in the home, not allowed communal premises. Ah, they should live in Victoria. Because in Victoria, if they are sitting down for a meal with their parents, actually any authorised adult, they can actually have a drink while they're eating from the parents' glass. They can't have their own glass. But that's allowed. I worked in a pub a very long time ago, and one of the tricks you learn is to figure out, and I have to say it's usually girls, I know that sounds sexist, but it is usually girls who are trying to drink before they're 18, and you learn how to figure out whether someone is under 18 or not. And with girls, because of their physiology, it's mostly, with most of them, relatively obvious, because in their late teens, a girl's head grows to be the adult size that she's going to have for the rest of her life, and it's sort of larger than her body, and it's about 18, 19, 20 that it starts to to become into normal proportions with the rest of their body. It's an interesting phenomenon. So if you see someone whose head looks big, you card them. And if their head doesn't look big, you might card them anyway. I was actually quite happy when the state IDs came out that aren't driver's licenses because they don't have your address on them. Because I always thought it was just a touch creepy, because I know some of the bartenders would card girls to know where they lived, know if they were nearby or not. Burke says our youth drinks far too much. Tourist probably thinks a thought or two on Friday and Saturday night. I think it's normal that young people have a drink because, you know, you learn why you shouldn't. It might take you a few goes, but you do learn why you shouldn't because it kind of hurts. Florian's having a beer now.
Zifa.
I'm having an orange juice and a Zifa. 50 metres is going to put me very close to that red. Disturbingly close to that red, actually. Like, right on it. Maybe even past it. 14, 13. So before we get kicked out, so I had 4 metres to go. So I had the length of a bogey to go. I reckon that stop point is right on that signal. It's a good thing to let you off early. Full service. Go on, stay there. Oof. The local shunter will now collect these wagons, take them into the facility for processing. You will then take the empties on a return trip later. In the meantime, let's see how you did. You know, I doubt that you'd take the empties on a return trip later because that means you're going off shift for probably that many carriages a day. Anyway, that's fine. Had a couple of little speedy incidents, not much. That's actually pretty good for me. And is that only a silver? It did look. It didn't count me using the safety systems. Now, my bet is, I wonder if it's counting LZB as a safety system, because I did not turn on LZB. I think I might just take a little screenshot of that, and I might just drop it in the Ambassador Discord and go, what the? Why is this a silver? Because that's just a bit mean. Next scenario, Kaiserslautern annual fair. Alright, we'll do that. Okay. Lord Dapnut says too early for beers. Look, and these days if you look under 25 you need to get carded. I'm so sad because my receding hairline makes me look old now. My hair makes me look old. The other day we went to the shopping centre because the other half wanted to buy some meat. And she goes, we couldn't find parking. She goes, just park in the seniors. You look old enough. It's like, yeah, thanks. Good morning. Today is the start of the annual fair in Kaiserslautern. A larger than usual crowd is set to attend the fair on the fete. Spelt wrong. That would probably be a language translation thing, I'm betting. Forward. I didn't get to read all that message. Break key. Break key. Headlights to high beams. Oh, high beams? Really? They are high beams. Well, I'll put them back to normal. Set the signal lights to headlights. That's behind me somewhere, I think. Yeah, over here. We want these anyway. Sifa. Headlights. PZB down there somewhere. Puzzle. Traction lock override off. Why would that be off? Anyway, we'll leave it off. Who cares? Now this doesn't have A of B because it's had the handle stolen. Some miscreants pinched the handle. Doesn't even have a tempo mat, I don't think. It's boring, isn't it? Set the train brakes to release. And power up. We do have a green signal up there, the little diagonal lights. I assume we're in a 425. Or a Dosto. So what's on the other end? Let's try the other end. What have we got? A 1. So we've got a... It's a tap changer, isn't it? So we've got a tap changer at the other end. With a Dosto. Is that even going to work? It looks like no. No power. Why do I not have power? I did everything it told me to do. Put the train lights on, because they should be on anyway. Brake release, don't need it. Headlights. Instrument lights. That's released. Emergency brake is released. All these brakes are released. They have definitely released. There's no pressure anywhere. You are in forward. We do have power, apparently. If we have a look here, we have got power. So the pantograph's up and the fuse isn't blown. Why can't I have power? I don't know that I've ever seen Dostos on the end of a 111 before. Does it even work? Interesting. Doors aren't open or something silly, are they? No, we don't have the thing that says the doors are open. What's wrong with it? Let's just try the main circuit breaker, just in case. No juice whatsoever. Zip. Nada. Nothing. Do the brakes respond? The brakes do respond. So we're in charge of the train. Don't have a button to push or anything, do we? We don't want to press brake overcharge because we don't need to, because the brakes are releasing. I'm tipping. We're just going to fly down the other end. What's happening with our little friend here? So, I'm right in thinking that's a tap changer, aren't I? So how does a Dosto run on the other end of a tap changer? So if I give the Dosto some throttle, what do we see in here? Nothing. It's not tapping up. That's very interesting. Let's go back in the cab. Let's put some brakes on so we don't roll off. And we're going to go down to the down there. How do we get out of Dostos? That's right. We're going to go wandering down there and we're going to have a look. Because I'm not sure I've ever seen Dostos on the end of a tap changer before. It's usually the dedicated cab car. Rail says I ain't going to drink alcohol at 21 years because I take ADHD medication. That is a very wise choice. Gab's Photography says the 18 plus card for Queensland do have addresses on the back. That's a bit sad. But I guess it's obvious if someone has a look at the back. Friction motor fan off. Main circuit breaker. Did have a pantograph up, didn't we? I think we did. Let's just pop outside and have a look. Yep, I can see it. Pantograph's up. Okay. So let's just try and close the main breaker. It didn't go bang, so it's set. Its brake key is off, which it should be. And it's definitely part of the train because you can see the same brake settings that you see at the other end. Train lights off. Train line power is on, so that's already on, so that should be fine. There's nothing else that really needs to happen in this cab for it to work. Battery on. There's nothing weird here. That's correct. Sifa. Interesting. What do people think? Is this actually going to work? I'm kind of wondering. Rail says you can get sent to the hospital with alcohol poisoning if you overconsume. Well, yes, but most people just sleep it off. Because generally speaking, unless you're drinking something dumb, you will become unconscious prior to poisoning yourself. Nothing up there seems weird. Could it be because that's off? I've never seen that off before, so I don't know. Interesting. Let's try again. Release the brakes, whack the CIFA, which hasn't gone off, which is interesting. Give it a little bit of juice. And nothing. Very interesting. Anybody else played this scenario? Hello, Max Parson, in the vertical chat. I am fine. Nothing. Interesting. I'm confused. I'm going to try and open the doors and then close them again, just in case it's confused about doors or something like that. Alright, let's try some power now. I don't think this is happening. And I can't remember ever seeing Dostos on the end of a tap changer before. Well, it's definitely controlling it because the pantograph came down. Okay. Yep, it's up. Let's try that then. It's interesting that didn't apply to brakes when I did that. Nothing. New to sausage. So I don't think this scenario is going to work. Uberk says Dostos and tap changer do work on Salzburg-Rosenheim. It's interesting. I'm curious how they do. 10 o'clock for C, 11 PM for Florian. Uberk says the presumably football stadium in Kaiserslautern is quite a dominating building near the station area. Looks good. It's the Fritz Walter Stadium, formerly Betzenberg Stadium, named after the hill it's built on, home of the 1FC Kaiserslautern, currently playing in Germany's second division. Cool. Florian says the 111 and Dostos do work. Yeah, I think I might restart the scenario. Let's see what happens. Actually, let's try the I'm stuck button first. So we'll go back to setting it up again. Now, it doesn't have power anymore, does it? It's actually, no, it's gone to God. No, we're just going to restart this scenario. It didn't, that I'm stuck thing killed it. Max Parsons says, I'm in a cool train. That is so cool. It'd be cooler if it worked. What if I buggered it by turning on safety systems before I set it up? Maybe it just broke the scenario, so let's just do what the scenario says to do. You have been drafted to run an extra RE Regional Express service from Mannheim to Kaiserslautern. Board your train and set it up before an immediate departure for Mannheim. Alright, reverser handle in forward. Brake key to on. I notice rail driver's already done something they probably shouldn't have. Set the headlights to high beam. So they already are. That's what confuses me. But anyway, that's fine. Set the signal thing to headlights, so we'll do that. We'll leave the safety switches alone for the moment. We'll see if it moves. Set the brakes to release. We have. And apply some power. And that works. Interesting. Okay, so before it actually moves, let's put the brakes back on. And let's just jump up and turn on CIFA and Buzz. Now let's see if that works. Yep. So my guess is turning those on during the setup sequence from the scenario, because I wasn't doing what I was told, broke it. That would be my bet. But I think I will report that because that does not seem right. We are under monitoring, so I need to be careful of my speed, but it is safe to release, but I never believe that when I'm in a yard. So off we go. So there's two things to report there actually, is that the Dostos don't reset properly when you do I'm stuck, and that the train would not go when I turned on safety systems. Ziffer. We could try driving it the hard way. Joke would be on me if they didn't go back up. Nice to see we're heading directly for another train. We have another green Shunting dwarf on our right there. So we'll be changing tracks. Zephyr. We might be moving people, Max, in the vertical chat. Maybe. We might be. Thanks to people for whacking the like button. It's highly appreciated. It does help the stream get recognised. I think what I'll do for the giveaway is I'll organise it via Discord. And we'll see what happens there. My other half, who is a avid Twitcher, we're out of monitoring now, so let's pour in some power. Hopefully not too much. We're not going to blow the bloody breaker at the other end. But she's an avid Twitcher, as in uses Twitch, not observe birds. She thinks I should simultaneously stream to Twitch. I can do that. It is possible to do that. I would potentially use Restream because pushing out, because I push out to the vertical and to the horizontal here, I push out to vertical in a lower resolution. That does make my system work pretty hard, which is TSW doesn't seem to care, but it's one of the reasons that SimRail runs so badly on my streams. It's because the system's already working hard, and SimRail makes it work even harder because it's got crap textures that are huge. Acknowledge and slow down to 85. We're not even doing 85, we're only doing 66 at the moment. So we shall just continue to cruise. We have a 40 zone coming up, so I suppose I should do something about that. Yeah, it would be resource hungry if I was trying to push out 3 sources at the same time. Vertical's not too bad because I push it out in much lower resolution, so it's not too bad on the bandwidth. I have one GPU, but it's a 4080, and 4080s have 2 cores, which make it good for streamers. whack the CIFA button, and then we can come over here for our gratuitous bridge shot. When I was recording tutorials, I got onto this bridge, and I did a screenshot. I almost uploaded it, and that would have got me a spanking. I think we do need a screenshot, don't we? So we'll do that. Manual focus, because you're doing a bad job. Let's get it into focus. Well, let's get some other stuff out of focus, because that's just cool. Let's find your proper focal point. There we go. And it actually looks quite nice as it is, so let's just do it. Save and upload. So I only saved the one I did, which was fortunate. I wonder why we're only allowed to do 40. And this looks like a signal that will need to be acknowledged. And of course CIFA goes off right before it. And I'm glad you can still press the acknowledge button when a pop-up's up. Max Parsons says, I wish Train Sim World 5 make new double-decker train in German. They got then feel like Sydney. This Max is a double-decker. Look at that. They have curvy tops though, because Germany has something that Sydney doesn't, which is curvy top tunnels. Now we are sliding into Mannheim. Yeah, just slightly over the right speed, so let's just bring that down just a touch. So we are going down rather a steep gradient at the moment. I don't need to acknowledge that. I do need to acknowledge that. CIFA. Yeah, that was interesting. That yellow signal was showing through that black square back there. Brakes off again as we slide into the station. Lots of other trains over here. There's a 425 over there. There's an ICE. It's like an ICE 3. The train that hates me. Lord Dampnut says, get an Intel Arc to handle that under 450 with AV1 encoding. If I needed another GPU, there's a pile of them behind me from old machines. There's at least two 30 series cards sitting up there doing nothing. There you go, train. Doors open, I assume? Change ends and board passengers here at Mannheim. Well, dare I open the doors? Because it says change ends. I don't think I'll open the doors. I think I'll just set the train brake and walk down there and open the doors from the other end. And I do so look forward to using a tap changer. Actually, I shouldn't do it off yet, should I? I should do what I'm told. And it should be safe enough. Remove the reverser handle. Shouldn't I set it to off? Yes, I should set it to off first before I move it. Because you probably can't if you don't. Set the brake key to off. Now, you see, that'd be interesting to me because as someone, I know I'm a fireman, but I do drive trains. I would not disable my brakes after removing my other ability to control the train. I would disable the brakes first. But anyway, that's okay. And of course, now what will happen is I'll open this one door and they'll all start piling in through this door. And you can't get out, apparently. Oh, you can, okay. And if you notice where I am, I'm walking on the ballast. How interesting. Alright, we'll just walk down beside the train. We'll pretend this is possible. Hey look, there's actually people on this route. Green boots. There's always green boots chick around somewhere. I saw a guy in the green boots the other day. Oh, this is new. Yeah. He got stuck for a moment there. So there's no climb up on the other end of that platform, but there is here, which is interesting. Alright, we'll sit in the driver's seat, we'll do it with told, and then we'll set up safeties. Neutralis. Brake key to on, which is hiding over there somewhere. Let's just move you to 6 and then we'll be able to do it. Set the signal lights to headlights, which is behind me, I think, isn't it? Up there. Headlights. Lock the doors. I think I should probably actually... Yeah, they all boarded through that one car, clearly, so that's fine. Now let's go and find our safety thingies. Are they in this cab or are they in the other cab? I think they're in the other cab, aren't they? None of those. What have we got up this side? Nothing. So it must be in the other cab. And we can't go through this one. We need to go to the other side. Just jump in her rear here. And up here somewhere we should have some switches to use. Mode. We don't want to touch the mode. Where are they? Here. Okay. CIFA. Turn that on. Notice how all the other switches are down. Interesting. Indusy, which should actually be PZB. I did see that they said on Mittenwald Bahn that they've got Indusy, not PZB, but it's like PZB is Indusy. Indusy is like the old version. Alright, let's sit down, and what about some instrument lights? Instrument lights would be nice. Forwards. Do that thing that Germans don't. Want me to set it to running. Driver's brake valve running. Now, is that going to be controlled by the rail driver now? No, it's not. We're only going to get that. Well, that's interesting. There's no way to control this lever from rail driver. That'll be fine. This will go badly with a tap changer with the rail driver, won't it? Yes, it will. Yes, it's going to go terribly with a rail driver. So we'll stop using rail driver for this locomotive, I think. I think we might just turn the rail driver off. Rail driver is off. Okay. I don't think so. I don't think that signal was at danger. And I hadn't actually moved. Something else to report. Okay. That's interesting. And we were too far from the other end, so if we were rolling backwards, which we weren't moving, we wouldn't have set that one off. Let's turn the rail driver back on, because, you know, the next one's not the 111, so it'll be fine. I don't think we're going to play that scenario again, because that one's clearly balked. It's interesting. I haven't seen anybody reporting that, actually. That's interesting. Alright, we'll run the very important inspector. So inspectorate. Oh, it's the 111 again. Delightful. Let's turn the rail driver back off. Alright. Back in the 111. Or as I often say in the tutorials, 1, 1, 1. Captain Vladimir. Ooh, we have a train in front of us. We have a VIP coming down to Kaiserslautern soon, and we need to run one more security check down the route, but our security detail is preoccupied getting the VIP on board on his ICE. So the onus is on you. Check the various stations and track from here to Kaiserslautern and report anything suspicious in the message that doesn't stay up long enough to read. Put the reverser in. Set the reverser to neutralis. Set the brake key to on. We probably can this time because the brakes are in a good spot. Ooh. Set the reverser to forward. Driver's brake to running. And apply some power. Not yet. Because we're actually going to put the direct brake on because we need to go and set up our safety systems, which are naturally at the other end of the train. We're going in a light engine 111. Oh, that'll be good. Can't blow the circuit breaker. I hope. Maybe we shouldn't put safety systems on. Zephyr. Puzzbuzz. Or Puzzub. I like Puzzbuzz better. Puzzbuzz makes PZB seem so less threatening. Alright, now we'll sit down. Get some windows open so we can enjoy the glorious German air. Brought to you by Greta Thunberg. Alright, brakes are off. Power up. Run up and hold. There we go. We do have a signal in front of us. I can see it there. The two diagonal lights. We are in monitoring. Not safe to release, probably because we're going to have to change ends and come back. Because which end of the map are we at? Oh, we're fine. Does make me wonder though, since we're running up to a red signal, if we're going to have to change ends. Yes, we will definitely stay below 45. Why did the brakes go on? Oh, you know what it was? I was so busy looking at PZB that I ignored poor Sifa. And Sifa didn't like being ignored, so Sifa whacked me. In fact, I'm going to have to go back to off, aren't I? Alright, now I should be able to move again. Yes, that'll do. Ooh, punchy. Yes, I ignored poor Sifa and she beat me. That's fair, I suppose. And we're supposed to stop anyway. I'm supposed to stop at the other end. So I think we are changing ends now. Just because we can. That's okay. We may have to go backwards to get back to that stop point. Yeah, it's not going to recognise it, is it? Alright, let's take our throttle back to off. And we can take our reverser back to reverse. It's going well. That's very good, yes. Brakes off. Run up. And out the running up. Run down. And prepare to run through a red signal. I'll catch up with the chat in a moment. Just a moment, Dave. That red signal is uncomfortably close behind me. Uncomfortably close. But that's okay. Honest, it's fine. And the scenario won't get broken at all by me going backwards. No, it'll be fine. It'll be perfectly good. That red's close. I don't even want to look at it. Alright, we can stop here. Set the driver's brake to full service. Set the reverser to off. Well, actually, I probably want to set the throttle to off first. Then I can set the reverser to off. Then I can set the brake key to off. Lovely. Then I can take the reverser out. Lovely. See, that's the right order. Sit down at the new driving end. Alright, better close the windows. Otherwise somebody might climb in them. Now, I would have thought, in reality, the driver probably would have just backed out of that siding, but, you know. Because you don't normally go through this kind of a rigmarole as a driver. Windows, windows. Insert the reverser. Neutralis. Brakeable. Forward. How about some headlights? Headlights would be good. Set the driver's brake valve to running. Well, I'll do that. But I would have thought we needed some headlights, really. I would think they'd be a good idea. Just saying. Where's the other one? Signal lights normal. Almost fine. On. Mainline power's already on. We don't need train lights because we haven't got any carriages. And we have a red light right in front of us. So apply some power to get moving. Oh no, no, actually, no, it's fine. It's green. It's good. Alright. Away we go then. One, 0527. Right, now I can try and catch up with the chat while this accelerates. Just got to watch the speed though. Florian says the variety of trains on this route is good. C says 16 days smoke free. Awesome. Well done. Captain Vladimir says, I get the but no new locos complaint. We have such a wild variety of German locos already. We do have a lot in German trains. There probably are some that could get made, I'm sure. But I think from this sort of time frame, not that many. So we'll see. People congratulating C, that's good. It is good. As long as it's realistic, Captain Vladimir. I don't mind no new trains, but for new players, the route has 4 new trains. That's true. C is thanking Florida Newberg. Captain Vladimir says, don't mind either. Understand the complaint, but it's not one I agree with. That's cool. And Ola. Psych finally got here for live. Yay. Hello, Psych. And Captain Vladimir says, have you been physically assaulted by Sifa? You may be entitled to compensation. Yes, fair enough. Florian says, I must admit I do like the 111. I'm looking forward to the 1980s version on Mittenwaldbahn a lot. Mittenwaldbahn does look very good, I have to say. Anarchist Angel, hello to you. And in the vertical chat, we have Max Parson saying, Germany only had Power PC. No, I don't think so. Train, and Max German said new Bombardier twin-decks double-decker train with power Pentagon with no powertrain. And Baddy Bibble says, what class is that? It is a 1. And I suppose I should accelerate a little bit. Don't have to go too hard though, because this thing's, I think, remember right, this thing's about 6,000 horsepower. So you don't have to go too hard to accelerate, really. Especially not in a light engine. That looks so weird. Sifa. I have to admit that I do also enjoy the tap changes, because they're different. So yeah, it should be good. Anarchist Angel says, is your ETH off on purpose? I don't know. Just is. was a very quiet Sifa. I'm surprised this isn't accelerating more, to be honest. Let's go a couple more taps. There you go, the big fans. It is a bit of a screamer, this locomotive. It makes Sifa very hard to hear when the fans are on. That didn't power up again. Take her back to off. Back to run up. Did I blow the breaker or something? Surely not. This feels like I have. No, we didn't get the big bang. Oh no, there she goes. That's a bit weird. That's okay. That's fine. Uberk says the blue beige 111 is looking forward to it as well, and the Silberlinger wagons. Yep. I had better run this down and start to stop, I think. Might be a good idea. Uberk says, I should warn you, further up the line, the weather is a thunder snow. I'm still visually train spotting up here in the mountains. Excellent. Are we really going to stop and inspect every station? They'll all be people free. Full service. Set the reverser to off. Really? Set the brake key to off. Are we changing ends again? This is a very strange scenario, isn't it? Or are we just going for a walk? Really, we shut it down to inspect the station. Okay. Talk to security after you've checked the station. What am I supposed to see apart from invisible people? Let's just put our markers on. We've got to push the button. We better check the station. Oh, there's two people. He must be security. He's got an orange mustache. What about you? You're a DB man. But let's check the station. Does the lift work? No. Alright, lift's broken. Suspicious person. Uh-huh. Once you think the station's safe for the VIP, sit back in the loco. Well, apart from the invisible people, it looks fine. I love that he's a suspicious person. Must be suspicious, he's got a mustache. Interesting things, I guess. Would they actually shut down the locomotive like this if they were leaving it? I suppose they would. Come on, run up. Or have you gotten scared and lonely while I was gone? Looks like you've gotten scared and lonely while I was gone. Oh no, it moved. Uh-oh. Ah, wrong way. Apply! Thank you. Right. Now we'll run up. Because it looked like it was starting to then. Right, there we go. Wow, she pulls against her independent brake pretty well. Lovely. Safe to release, we shall. Otherwise we'd have to stay in monitoring. Spanky get on with it now. Psych record says to pass your rail medical German event, just play CIFA alarms to see how high your blood pressure goes. Well, that's quite possible. I have to do a sleep test this year. Bit boring. Anarchist Angel says actually there's a reaction test showing colours and shapes as well as playing sounds. Yeah, same as us. We have to do that. My screeching noise came instinctively as the piece of the CIFA reflex. Correct button was a different one. Off we go again. Ziffer. Let's until that marker. And we have a yellow signal coming up. So I don't think I will accelerate anymore. I was just about to accelerate and I looked up at the track monitor and saw the yellow, so there's probably no point. That'll be because there's a red at the next station. Bit of buzz action. Come on, you. 3. Okay. Don't think we quite need to stop that hard. Zephyr. Gab says, the next test is Matt showing a PowerPoint of all the sounds on all German trains and signals. C says it's suspiciously airy at the station. Yes. And Matt does a nice PowerPoint. He does. Annie Cassandra says you hit release and PZB just shut off entirely. Yes, basically. Don't blame me, it's not my fault. Zufa. So we've got 2 suspicious people and a security guy. Excellent. You know, that's more people than this station ever has. Because in the game it's got this many. Quiet, Seeper. Oi! That's interesting. The B button on the controller didn't acknowledge Seeper. But that's fine. Are we going to shut down again? This is... I just really don't think they'd actually do this. I could see them turning off the brake key, maybe. I'm just trying to get to work, eh? Yes. Hey, look, people. Wow. That's suspicious. I'm just trying to get to Kaiserslautern. You know, how many train drivers would you send out in a thing like this? The answer's 0. You know what? He looks more suspicious than any of them. He looks like a raccoon. He's got raccoon eyes. Uh-huh. Yeah, station looks fine to me. Apart from the invisible people, just like before. Bonk. Handle. Neutralis. Brake key. You'd certainly get used to doing this, wouldn't you? Alright then. We're on a hill. Power? You know why it's not taking power? I actually do know why. It's because part of that sequence we don't put it to off before we change the reverser. See, now it'll be fine, but it'll probably blow the breaker because it's rolling backwards. Isn't that interesting? They're not quite telling you the right sequence because you need to put the throttle to off. Uberk says 970 and an old Viking, perhaps. Not quite sure the context of that one. Captain Vladimir says I'm after the gold. Rails says TMR's going to be a crazy day for me and my friends because we're thinking of catching the Empire builder with 2 heritage units. Fair enough. Zephyr. And I'll have to remember that the B key on the controller does not acknowledge Zephyr on this train. As we head off to Wiedenthal. There's a suspicious train. Here's a suspicious tunnel. Zephyr. A mystic gratuitous bridge shot. Zephyr. Anarchist Angel says virtual gold for TSD if you can pronounce. No. So, Punk Formoig Zug V Flusum. Or something like that. Yes, the world has been emptied of people, except for those getting off trains. Very good, psych. Lord Dampnut says in real life the driver wouldn't be making the rounds, there'd be a second person on the train getting off. Probably a whole security detail, I would imagine. Or the security guy on each platform would call in and go, yeah, I'm fine, mate. I'd better start letting this thing slow down, so we'll just let gravity take its course. Psych reckons he needs a plastic surgeon. I would think so. Captain Vladimir says local meth head beat up the guard and is now wearing his uniform. Also possible. The tunnel of complete darkness. Anarchist Angel, start onto hill, direct brake, so you have brake cylinders on one bar, apply a small amount of power and immediately release direct brake. Difficult in locomotives with commutators. Yes. Anarchist Angel says pronunciation was good enough for a bronze. Oh, I didn't acknowledge. Too busy reading the chat. Ah, never mind. Are we going to make it into the station? Not a chance. See? Don't read chat when you've got PZB on. It's not chat's fault, my fault. Now we do the PZB button dance, and we'll be allowed to go again in just a moment. Off we go. Just keep it at this pace. That's good enough. Gab said Lucas must be on the platform laughing and pointing. Yeah, probably. Lucas, the day I tried to drive the 101 the first time, Lucas was there, and yes, he just found it remarkably funny. It was very helpful, but he found it very funny. He struggled to stop laughing. Gav says, looks like Tim Curry. Ah, interesting. So the way I think I'll do the giveaway, and this month will be a test month to see if it works, is I'll post something on YouTube about the giveaway, and I'll do the giveaway on my Discord, because it's hard to find a fair way to do it on YouTube, because the comment order is not guaranteed. Does that look like it's slanting? It is. The pylon's crooked. Like it's falling over. Oh well. All good. What if it's like that in real life? That is the kind of thing that the graphic people go and look for, and they go, hey, this one's bent, we better make it bent in the game too. And yes, I could have come up here faster, I'm just lazy about tapping up. This'll do. Wiedenthal. Button, button, button. No, bad brakes. Do I have to go back to off? I think I do. Oh, objective complete. Alright, well don't then. We'll just put the brakes on. Brakes, 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 brakes. Lots of brakes. Right. Good. I don't know how I got objective complete there. I wasn't anywhere near the finishing point. Inspect a window. Oop. I've inspected that route map. Hey brother, how you doing? Oh, I'm just heading to Frankenstein. Well, you haven't got bolts in your neck. Ooh, you look sad now. Well, I reckon that's a new face. I don't think I've seen that face before. That's cool. We won't talk to her yet. Better clean out the ashtray. That's something a driver would do, surely. Don't fall on a train. It'll hurt you. Inspecting, inspecting. Lift doesn't work. Inspecting, inspecting. Better check the other platform. Better check these suspicious bicycles. You can't lock that one. How do you tell which ones you can lock and which ones you can't? You just go and try them all and then find ones that you can't. Anything suspicious over here? There's an exploding ticket machine. How do we get to the other side? We'll do it this way then. Clearly okay. I do like that touch of the weeds. I must have done this one already. Oh no, there we go. See, are they a different colour to the others? Different seats or something? I don't know. They're just making you do all the collectibles, basically, aren't they? That's the idea of this scenario, is send them out in a way that makes them do all the collectibles. Oh, you look sus, staring into the bush. I'm just here to see trains. Yeah, a girl rail fan. Why not? That'd be it then. Oh, there's a first aid kit over there we haven't done. No trains coming. Whee! Do the totally unsafe thing and run across the platform. Very good. Did we talk to the security dude? I forgot. Better go talk to them. Just in case I didn't. Yep. Carry on training. They've done the uniform fairly nicely. Hey look, she turns to face you. Oh, it doesn't do it there. Yeah. I haven't seen them do that before. Interesting. That new guy they got that's working on people's doing some good stuff. And yes, Anna Cassandra, you're absolutely correct that if she turns around, she'll probably see more trains. Okay, back in the chair. And I think we know the rigmarole by now. Did I just press the wrong button? Yes, I did. Right, it'll be fine. It won't matter. It won't kill the train. It won't destroy the universe. It'll be fine. You'll see. Alright. Release the brakes. And actually what we didn't do, it's going to roll backwards again. Because I didn't go to off again even though I said I would. Run up to 3 and stop. Yeah, it didn't roll. That surprises me, given the gradient it's on. Uberk says the driver's desk is slanted an angle, not aligning with the windows, I think. Probably adds to the tilt effect. Perhaps. Brad says, hi TSD, I've been listening while watering the garden before the heat over the next few days. Sounds like you're having a lot of German problems. Oh, not German problems, German fun. Yeah, we put a lot of water in the garden yesterday, so ours should be good for today, and we'll have to do it again tomorrow. It was interesting because the weather forecast said 5 degrees hotter than yesterday. Yesterday got to 41, even though the forecast was for 30-something. And today's forecast is only for 35. So I'm tipping it's going to get a bit warm today. We'll see. It's already picking up a north wind out there, I can see it. We did the environmentally responsible thing and left all the aircon running overnight, so keep the house comfy. Because in this weather, if you let it get hot, you're screwed. If you keep it cool, your internal temperature will go up a couple of degrees each day anyway, because there's not much you can do about that. But at least you can kind of keep it under control. I like that tunnel. It's a pity about the lods on it, but I like the tunnel. Anarchist Angel says, when you press the CIFA, even when it doesn't require you to, on many locomotives, CIFA, some East German ones in real life don't allow it, though Orfordurungs CIFA. Anarchist Angel says, the old UBK uniform was so sweet. It does look like a good uniform. It's the kind of uniform you'd probably be fairly happy to wear, I think. Mind you, I'm quite happy in my overalls and long sleeve blue shirt that I have on our railway. Whey! Horrible light bake. And the tunnel was making me miss the CIFA, but I think we're getting away with it. I think it'll be fine. I think we'll just roll into the station anyway at this speed, so let's put her in off. And just let it roll. It'll be fine, I think. Captain Vladimir says, I don't believe her. No camera didn't ask about the locomotive. Maybe she doesn't like 101s. And there's the wrong Frankenstein's castle up there. And yes, I can do an emergency brake application. We'll give that a try. British Ace, hello. How are you? I'll do an emergency brake to stop in the platform, Anarchist Angel, and we'll see what it does. And I'm sure I'll enjoy resetting it. I'll do it the same way with the lever. So we'll just slam this thing into emergency in a moment. With about 20 metres to go maybe. That should be enough. Boom. No, doesn't empty. The whole brake pipe should go. Oh no, there it did. Objective failure. Oh. You know what? We're going to go look at the station anyway. Just to collect the collectibles. We'll just leave it in emergency brake. I like this little track. There you go, British Ace. You arrived just in time to see me screw it up. Those bicycles don't look suspicious at all. So the people I'm supposed to talk to, have they disappeared or are they still here? I'm watching a bin. Hello? I'm pointing the wrong way. They're not going to talk to me anymore, are they? Since I've had an objective failure. Oh dear. You're very suspicious with your hands going through your arms like that. Blah, you don't look sus at all, do you? No, not at all. Bicycles? What? I still can't see what's different about them, so you know which one is lockable. First aid kit. Hello. Another rail fan, clearly. Dunk. Do the ones on the other side or just get on with it? I think we'll just get on with it. Collect the ones on the other side one day. Ooh, I've been here already. Wonder what the scenario will do with an objective failure. Ah, I should just watch the ICE. Kind of funny watching such slow ICEs on this route. Vlad says the scenario is apparently designed to show off the scenery and sear the startup sequence into your brain. Yes. Yes, I guess it does. Alright, now are we in off? We are in off. Very good. So we'll release the emergency brakes. It should start to recover by itself. I should, in theory, be just able to tap up, and I can. And I'll have to be careful because I've still got that 500 Hertz applying because it doesn't know about the next signal. And we're in monitoring. I'll just leave that, it'll be fine. And just watch our speed. Listen to that compressor burble. And yet it doesn't tell you to apply the parking brake. Yes. Because I would thought you'd want the direct brake on, whether you want parking brake or not. Zephyr. Now all these PZBisms should clear at this signal. So we should be able to just cruise after this. And off we go. To Hawkspeyer. Oop, I shouldn't tap up that much. I got away with it. I'm pretty good. British Ace says 1-1 stopping here. It is an RE. No! It's a light engine! Ah! Zephyr. Anarchist Angel, the irony of the emergency brake being rather slow brake application is ouch. I hate that it's a bug on many German locos lately. Yeah, it should be a fairly fast acting brake, the emergency brake, because it literally dumps all the air. So it should, yes, just go. Particularly on German wagons that have intercommunication, not just the brake pipe. They should dump very quickly. Does seem very bright, the 111, doesn't it? It's one of the things I really wish they'd actually address. Like all over the place, it seems to be common thinking that the game is too bright and has been too bright since Todd 4 came in during the day. But nothing ever happens. And I've talked to Matt about it. He sort of goes, yeah, it's bright, but that's real. And it's like, but it looks bad. Life. Handman in the vertical chat. How are you? I'm pretty good. Is this a rerun of a previous stream? No. This is live. I'm running all the scenarios. Well, depending on how many of them I get through. We broke one of them. I've missed an objective in this one. British A says, makes me want to play Salzburg again. The route with the 111 and the Expert 101 is fab. Last time I tried to play the Expert 101, I was a bit stupid about it, and I think I turned Chaos up to 99, and I didn't get very far. Not very far at all. Might as well go into full service anyway, it's going to make me do it. And I'm still stopping really slowly, even with 4 bars in the cylinder. That's amazing. That should be like plant your face on the windscreen stop. But that's okay. Actually, you know, really should do that. And I should also... I can't do it now, can I? Because I'm not sitting down. I should also put that in off. I wonder how many people don't realise that you need to put the throttle into off and just go about their thing going, why can't I make this drive? Another decent looking uniform. More invisible people, invisible bikes in the bike shelter. Very good. Oh, this one works. Wow. Inspecting. Are you a suspicious train? I think you probably are. Let's live dangerously. How many times do you think we can get away with this before we end up riding the train? There's 2 security people. I know. Hello. How you doing? I'm trying to get back to work. Back to work. Oh. Okay, fair enough. I think that's another new outfit. I don't think we've seen that jacket before. Kinda cool. Oh, you must be suspicious. You're a redhead. I love VR425s. I'm trying to get some pictures. Where's your camera? Where's your camera? You are suspicious because you don't have a camera. And you didn't put the route map in. Ooh, and you've got the felony thing going on. Whenever they see cops, it's like, oh, yeah. It's another new hairstyle, though, I think. I don't remember seeing that one before. So, yeah, lots of character art going on in this one. Might even be another new face. Bit of a treat, this route, in some respects. Let's go and use the elevator. Catching up with the chat while we're doing this. Days are very bright and the nights are unreasonably dark. The nights with a moon I find okay, but yes, the rest of them are unreasonably dark because... Does it not work even though you can call it? Call the lift. Call the lift. But the lift's there. I think that lift doesn't work, it's just got a button. Where's security, dude? Oh, there he is. Forgot he was so far up. Double header. That's that train we were driving before. Yeah, I'm ready. Carry on training, Mildred. See, it also doesn't tell you to shut the door. Which, you know, you shut down the loco, but you're still going to lose it, aren't you? Boop. Boop. And the brakes aren't going to release because I still have the direct brake on. which is fine. Well, they shouldn't release anyway. Now we release that. Off we go to Kaiserslautern. And it'll let me catch up with the chat a little bit, I think. British Ace, yep. Brad agrees, he wants to do Salzburg. Annika saying, we've talked about the days. I enjoy night driving in real life, but in the game it's a bit annoying because you can't see anything and you can't hear Sifa because the fan's too loud. One annoying thing about this route is the way the ICE 3M is not the ICE 3MF. Yeah, that's a fairly common comment, that one. Which is fairly important thing on this route, as all the ICE services go to France, which requires the MF. Ah. Bit of a miss then, sadly. Very hard to hear Sifa, and now I'm going to have to run down, go to off. Yeah, the scenario is inspecting all stations for a VIP ICE that's going to run behind you. But you only inspect some of them, which is kind of funny. Is it going to let me run up or not? Yes, it is. Good. Let's run up some more, so we actually accelerate. 150 allowed. Zephyr. I'll have to keep an eye on that light because you can't hear Zephyr at this speed. Anarchist Angel says, was that when you did the 101 at my behest? I think I only set it to 50 at that time. But yes, that was silly too. I should have just set it at 1 and driven the thing instead of being constantly broken. But that's okay. That was fun. Silly, but fun. Like goes without disc brakes tend to brake really poorly. Ours brake amazingly. When you whack the independent brake into quick apply, you better be holding on to something if you're a light loco. No, I didn't hear Safer again. Reset and carry on, but it'll be fine. Syke says, we have a very nice uniform for you in the dungeon in the castle. Oh, Sifa. It is so hard to hear that. Sifa needs to be louder than a fan. It really does. Probably get away with going up to about 11 at this speed. Zephyr. Saw the light that time. Yes, we need a camera and a tripod. 80s hairstyle. Off to bed, says Florian. Good night, mate. Enjoy yourself. Let's try and get her up to the right speed for a little while. It really doesn't last long when you do the outside camera. Ah, Sifa. Sifa. Really? What? Well, that was weird. I have to start slowing down anyway. I'm stopping soon. At least I can hear Zephyr now because the fan's not on. Have an acknowledge coming up in a moment. We come into Kaiserslautern. One of the things I do like about using the controller over the rail driver is that you get the rumbles from the points coming through the hand controller, which is always kind of nice. I was going to find out the significance of the purple waving man, but I forgot to. Definitely below 64. Although I did get stopped last time, didn't I? I think some crazy person at my work is working because I just heard a calendar invitation noise. Don't understand the ones that work on the weekend. What is the point? It's a nice place to work, but it's not that nice. Does anybody notice where my reverser actually is? How did it get into reverse? When did it get into reverse? Why wasn't it going backwards? Mm-hmm. Yep. I understand that completely. Yes. This time we'll close the door, because this station's actually got people. Hello. Just trying to get to Hamburg. You're standing on the wrong platform. Are you? I don't know. Probably. Fair enough. Alright. Let's go check out your other mates. G'day. How you doing? Do you know which platform the VIP will be getting off? Oh, you don't get in more conversation. I'm sad. There's something going on with her neck. Look. See? Her head's drawn separately. I just restocked a first aid kit through you. Sorry about that. I just passed this big box through you. Didn't really. That was mean of me. Route map. It's a suspicious vending machine. Sand and snow. Connections extra salty. Excellent. That's what you need. Extra salty. You go and see what the purple man has to say. Does anybody know what he's for? Yes, I know. Weekend confused train driver sounds. I get it. Do we inspect all the other platforms? I don't know. Depends which platform security's on, I suppose. There's nobody over there. There's the security dude over there, so if we go over to this other platform over here and check out these people... Did we talk to her? I think so. The lifts here actually work, I think. Let's use one. I think they do. Woohoo! I'm just waiting for the next train to Mannheim. Piss off, stop looking at me. No one on that platform, is there? Doesn't look like it. No one to talk to over there. Different way up. Well, you can't go that way. That's sad, even though it goes to the platform. And you can't go up the escalators. You can't go up the stairs. Go talk to Susso first. Oh, it's you again. Hang on. He's got blue shoelaces. He doesn't want to talk to me, though. You spent a long time reading that notice, mate. Hi. Uh-huh. Clearly there was something else I was supposed to do. Clearly. Have fun, Night Florian. Anna Kazania says, when we get story branching. Yes, that would be good. I think they'll have to do it for Thomas. I was once stopped by 6 police officers at the station asking me what I was doing there. I kept replying, I'm waiting for my train. I'm waiting for the train. I want to take the train. Yes? Isn't this the one we did? Heavy tanker train from Neustadt Bobig to Ludwigshafen. This is an essential delivery ship off Suez. This is one we did before, so we're not going to do this one. It's taking me into one I've already done. We have these things called authorized officers here, which are basically jumped up security guards who can't make the psychological profile for police, and they often beat the shit out of people. You know, oh, you haven't got a ticket, I'll beat you up. Or you have got a ticket, I don't like your face, I'll beat you up. They're quite well known for it, and nothing ever seems to happen to them. The occasional ones end up in court. Merry Blismas, take this chartered Christmas market to Kaiserslautern through a harsh blizzard. Fair enough. Didn't we finish annual fair? Or did it, oh no, that's the one that broke, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Funnily enough, I have been... What have we been, 425? Also got 425. It is a 425. Yay! Merry Christmas, you'll be driving the chartered train to the annual Christmas market. Interesting to see they've got enough balls to say Christmas, not holiday. While this is meant to be a relatively relaxed service, we're unfortunately encountering some harsh blizzards, so make sure you take it easy. No. Let's turn the rail driver back on, because it does actually work with this train mostly. So let's get the doors open. Spotlights on, you reckon? Spotlights. Passenger lights. Spotlights. Ah. Why would I want that on? Really? I don't want that on. Shit. Set the wipers to intermittent. Wipers are down here, aren't they? P. Lasting. Intermittent. There we go. Lock the doors. Not yet. I have to do some other things. PZB. And we don't want LZB. We do want Ziffer. Ziffer. And I probably want some instrument lights. What's that switch? Cab lights, passenger lights. Couple, no. Reverser is forward. Where are the instrument lights? Oh, we'll just use the keyboard. That'll be fine. We dim these a bit? No. Oh, can you? Ooh. That's different to every other one I've seen. And that one just dims. Okay. Fair enough. Lock the doors. Have I never used the horn in this thing before? Off we go. The little 425. This is probably the best, if you're trying to learn safety systems in Germany and you're actually trying to learn the signals, and this is probably one of the best trains to use because the train itself drives quite simply. Not an awful lot goes wrong with it. Oh, that's new. Look. Where is it? The air conditioner's actually working. Anarchist Angel says they really wouldn't believe me. I go to a train station to take a train. We have DB security as well as federal police officers on stations. Both enjoy a shitty reputation for good reason. Yes. I was on one of our steam engines once, shoveling coal into the fire, and we had a representative from our regulator, because they come in and audit us occasionally. And this one leaned into the cab and said, "And what do you do?" Me standing there with a shovel full of coal, about to shove it into the firebox. Oops, too fast. I resisted the temptation for the smart-ass answer, because our regulator is well known for not having a sense of humour. So I'm a fireman. I put coal in this hole and it makes fire, and that makes the water hot, and that makes the engine go. Clearly someone who was sent to a steam railway who knew nothing about steam engines. Oh well. It's life. Anarchist Angel says, another thing that bugs me about TSW, you must not close passenger doors before your signal is green, but in TSW doors close is a requirement for the signal to turn green. Pet peeve. No, I agree with that. It's fairly normal operation. If your signal is red at the end of a platform, you just sit there with your doors open because, or you might, on our trains they tend to close by themselves, but they don't lock until the driver locks them. And you sit there and do that because it's good customer service to keep the ability to get in and out available. This really is quite dark, isn't it? Maybe high beam lights is a bad idea. Let's put some window heating on. And where's headlights? There we go. We'll just run up marker lights because it's easier to see. Isn't it funny? The first time we get a train in the game that actually works and I don't want to use the headlights. Come on, wipers. Just run. Never attempted to operate a train in either firing or driving role in snow, but have in very heavy fog, and it's disconcerting a little. Lord Dampnut says, I'm just a cleaner. Anarchist Angel says, I'm the dirtier so the cleaner has a job later. Yes. But being a volunteer railway, the cleaner is usually the fireman. You pull in at the end of the day and your first job is to start cleaning your locomotive. Fog's very pink. There's a station here somewhere. At some point. Get off minimum brake. "200 meters and still can't see it." Oh, there it is. Nice inconsistent braking, trying to make the passengers fall over. Seems like a good thing to do. Right then, doors open. Yeah, I'm stuck behind an invisible wall. Let's go up and over. I think the overhead has collisions on it. Niedenfels. I was watching a cowgirl video the other day, and they seem to break the mold of German train drivers not honking horns, because it's on all the time. Into the snow we go. Ooh, and thunder. Good night, Anarchist Angel. Thank you for joining in. As always, very helpful to have some commentary from a real train driver, as distinct from one who pretend drives these kind of trains. I did say cowgirl video, it's Rail Cowgirl. She does cab ride videos. Very rarely talks, so it's mostly just the cab ride videos. Someone's happy on the hearts. Andy, hello. How are you, mate? God, everything's going off all at once. And somewhere there'll be a station. So it's Niedenfels. Okay. And Uberk says, I do drive trains, just not DB. Yes.
When we're stopped at this station, I'll find the Rail Cowgirl channel and pop a link in the chat. In both chats, in fact. Vertical and horizontal. It's interesting pulling in here and you can't even see the station until you're 180 metres from it. Andy says, fine, thanks. I'll be streaming OBB tomorrow. Excellent. In TSC or TSW? Or something else? That'll do. Door's open. Let me... What did I stand up for? Anyway, let me go and find Rail Cowgirl. Got the best logo. There we go. That's Rail Cowgirl, if you couldn't tell. Pop that in both chats, and we will sit back down again. Not really go anywhere at the moment, because I have got a red signal. Oh, it's gone green now. But we'll still obey the restrictions. Because we still have a 500 Hertz. And we're still in monitoring. Highly Trucker! Hi mate, how's it going? Is this one worth it? And no new trains, but still full price. It's a common discussion point. The route I think is quite good. It performs well, looks good. So you need to ask yourself if that's enough for you. Why can't I release? That's a green signal. I should be able to release. Oh, now I can. Fine. It's decided I can. It's all good. Andy says, 2 of some older scenarios from you, reworked them with better rolling stock. Ah. Playing in TS Tools, are we? Or did you dare to use the games editor? So while this is slowly accelerating, let me find Andy's channel. No, wrong Andy. There's another one of you, but that's not you. There he is. Oop, Zebra. Let's just drop that in. This is Andy's channel. If you want to follow Andy, he has a good style. And deserves more subscribers because he's funny. Holy Trucker says, any news on Dovetail's Train Sim World VR yet? I have been beta testing it, but I can't tell you anything about it, and I don't know when it's releasing. It's actually the only thing I've been beta testing at the moment. I have a second Xbox set up for betaing the real game, but I just haven't had time. I've just kind of ignored it. British Ace says, just saw it's 8:24 in the morning, feels like night. Yes, well it's in a very heavy blizzard, so that's why it's quite dark still. Just past 100 zones, we should be able to speed up now. Hugh Burke says it's a very good looking route. IMO, it's worth it. Surprised how good the route was. You know what I haven't done yet? I haven't done a link to Joe's channel. He's been in here for a while. And let me just get the power off a little so we don't overrun the speed. We've got 3 kilometres. We've got a yellow signal coming. I better do this quickly. And we've got SEFA. God, it all happens at once, doesn't it? I should have time to get this before. There we go. I can copy it. I think I might do... No, I've got time. I can paste it in. So British Ace is another one of the Dovetail ambassadors. Come on. Let's just have no power, shall we? That's it. Master controller 0. That's what we want. Ziffer. Waiting busy on the PZB acknowledge button. Well, at least there's no snow in the tunnel. We've often had routes where there's been snow in the tunnel, so I'm glad to see there's not. Ziffer. Not that little rake. Get things stopped and I'll catch up with chat. So I've got a few moments to catch up with chat. Uberk says it's a very good looking route. IMO worth it. And I'm stopping too early. I was surprised how good it was. Andy says, NA with loco swap and the in-game editor just to adjust the swapped consists. Cool. I often use TS tools over the in-game editor when I'm fixing my own scenarios because it's less painful. Because how many times have you made a scenario and then saved it and then run it, gone back to the editor and saved it again even though you're at the end? And that wrecks your scenario completely. Holy Trucker says, I love VR and only because of the scale everything. It's life size. I have downloaded the stuff to make this work in VR. I just haven't had time to do it yet. At some point, I will actually do it. See if we're having a last crack at killing us. Roll in nice and slow since it's snowy. And we don't want to go on a big slippy slidey when we try and stop. Ah, good enough. Doors open. That's what the top of a post looks like. How about that? They really do seem to have collision quite high up on this, which is weird. But that's okay. Andy says, and change weather settings. It's easier when you can see the stock. That's true. Lock the doors, left doors. Right doors, in fact. I just forgot I was backwards. Other trains have reported an upcoming signal is broken, and it's looking like it still is now. Once you're at it, just contact the signaller and let you know it's safe to pass. In other words, they couldn't figure out why it was showing red. I do have to be careful to keep my speed down here because we are still at 500 Hertz. I like the way the platform's got some snow on the edge and then it looks wet. So that sort of implies it's been salted, which is kind of cool. And start picking up some speed because PZB should reset when we go through this green signal. And Sifa should go off at exact same time going, what the? That's weird. Ing SJ in the vertical chat. I'm really interested to know if TramSim has the same performance issues and other issues as TrainSim on PS5. Have you heard any news if Trains was getting PS5 Pro update? It's not getting a PS5 Pro update. That's been discussed before and isn't happening. Typical Sifa and PZB going off at the same time. The TramSim, I believe, runs pretty well on PlayStation. It does crash a bit on consoles, though. That's being looked at. Has not been successfully resolved as yet. One crash issue on the PlayStation has, but there's at least one more. Same on Xbox. But it actually runs quite nicely. TramSim's Unreal 5. So it gives you a taste of what the future might bring one day if it ever happens. Now, even though we're told this signal's broken, and we will stop for it anyway, because that's the right thing to do, and then ask the signaller. Because that's just the right thing you should do. Besides, the game wants me to stop there. NSJ says, I'd love to know if there's a modern Northern Transpennine Leeds to Manchester extended to York coming out. There is some more stuff for Manchester-ish coming up. But it's Manchester Airport. Nothing to York as yet. Manchester to York would be nice. In through Leeds, that would be cool. On my trip to the UK, well, it's last year now. It seemed like days ago, but it was actually last year. I met up with Richie Rail and bloody name. He's gonna kill me. It's terrible of me, but I've just blanked on his name. It's probably going to hurt me now. But we met up there at Leeds and went on to York and then went to the Rail Museum. Just saying train drivers never go this close to red signals unless they're stopping in a station. Contact a signaller. Not on that handset. Oh yeah, it's this one. Oink. Denied! We've received your issue with the signal box. Hold tight, we're working on it. You're good to go when it turns green as per usual. Oh, there it goes. Safe to release, apparently, so we will. British Ace says, right, have a good drive, time to go to Creepy Crawly. Whatever that is. Creepy Crawly here is a brand of pool cleaner. Andy says, much easier because of the cryptic names of the stock. Holy Trucker says you need to tell Dovetail to release their VR game on Steam VR, PC VR platforms. That way it'll reach the target of every kind, not just Meta. Without saying too much, I think let's just say they've been encouraged by Meta to build a VR game. Let's leave it at that. Light baking terrible in this tunnel. Syke says, loving the tram game on Xbox X, but yes, crashes. And Eng SJ lives in Leeds. And so do the people I met. Still can't for the life of remember what the other guy's name was. I can picture his face completely, but no, terrible. He's a regular too. Lord Dampnut says Meta has been pretty scummy paying devs for exclusivity. Just leave that comment hanging in the air, like a fart. I imagine they drive this slowly in real life in this kind of storm, because you can't see. I shall leave Lord Dampnut's second comment hanging in the air like a fart too. I won't read that one out. I'll get in trouble. Andy says it's not wise to release the PZB when you've had a 500 Hz because the system might stop you anyway. Better roll over the signal and then release. Yeah, I had heard that from a lot of drivers actually. On a lot of railways they never release. Even if they've got a green in front of them, they still won't. They wait till it resets. So, good thinking. As we roll slowly into Frankenstein, but not the bolts in the neck Frankenstein, it's a different Frankenstein. And he says, but in Germany you're allowed to release, in Austria not. Yeah, I think there's actually some German lines that don't allow release either. I was chatting with someone about that. There we go. All stop. Oops, not emergency brake, thank you. And doors open. It's quite a different complexion of station in the snow, isn't it? We've got a non-salted area and salted areas. Quite realistic. Hopefully I can move since I accidentally went into emergency when I was braking then. At least I got the correct doors this time. Ah, little train, you can do it. There you go. The 425 is a nice simple one to drive. It's almost like it's forgotten that it's German. I was naughty. Alright. No, I haven't stopped yet. There we go. Ah, we'll let that reset. We should be able to drive again. See, what were we just saying about a 500 Hz, Andy? Because I haven't been through the signal yet. Oh well. Yep, tea and biscuits with the manager time. Got tea right here. And it's a pity that BA's nicked off because it's his mug. Off we go to Hochspeyer. I won't go to 100% power because it's managing to hold this quite happily. Someone delivering at our house by the sounds of it. It's probably the second half of the delivery that we got yesterday that we didn't get all of. Another 3Ks to Hawkspear. We play in Tree Sim World. I'm not sure you can hear Sifa outside this train, so I'll just have to keep whacking the Sifa button, I think. Different kind of signals in use in this part of the line. The Melbourne Rail fan says if watching Hinter's stream, did you miss much? Oh, not really. That's okay if you're watching Hinter's, he's a nice guy. Get down below 80 before the yellow signal. You don't really have to, but it's just simpler if you do. And being very gentle in the snow. So we come sliding into Hawkspear. Melbourne Rail fan asks, is this the new DE route coming soon? No, that one is... Just deal with this. That one's not this one. This is Pfälzische Ludwigsbahn. The one you're talking about is coming out on February 11th, I think. Oops, I left this braking just a little late. We're going to risk sliding. And we are sliding. But we stopped. Let me just verify the details of the other route for you. Where's my Discord? It's the easiest way to do it. Just find the link just to check the date for you and just make sure that's not wrong. Mitten World Bard, February 11th, that's right. So it comes out on Feb 11. If you want to know a bit more about it, you can watch my video on it. That'll work. Lock doors. Now let's go, and this time we'll try and remember to stay under the speed. Yeah, this route that we're playing today, Pfälzische Ludwigsbahn, is out. Mannheim to Kaiserslautern. Now we've got the 9.8k run to Kaiserslautern. We can give it a bit of juice. Just not so much that we slip. In fact, I better just watch out because I'm into monitoring. Till we get to that green up there. Andy says I might buy the new Austrian-German route. Depends on the 1020, which will come with it. I'm actually more in TSC at the time. That's okay. TSC's still got a big audience. I have a Lego crocodile. It's not quite that one. It's a different one with interconnected driving wheels with rods. Which would be awesome to have in the game. I think it is in TSC. think it's available for TSC. I might even have it. Alright, that should release my monitoring, in theory. Yes. That took a long time. It's amazing when PZB is going against you and you need to do something. It wants you to do it super quick, but when it's going the other way, it's really slow. I'm told that's realistic. Alright, 9Ks to Kaiserslautern. We're allowed to do 130. So let's do it. And amazingly, in 100% power, we're not slipping. I'm not interrupting the Melbourne Rail fan. Feel free to ask your questions. Andy says, the way more Austrian stuff, though. You want more Austrian stuff. Yeah, why not? And there's way more in TSC. Yes. There's a lot of third parties who still develop for TSC, and I'm being naughty, clearly. But we're about to reach 150 zone. Hopefully there's no magnet before then. Back of my train passes that 1.5 sign, and there's a magnet. Way, made it. It's interesting it's a 150 and the game's got 140. Maybe that's the limit of the 425. Is it? I don't know. I wonder why it's got 140. So I don't think the 425s are limited to 140. I think they're limited to 160. Strange. Something else to report. At least find out why. Syke says, can I do a video tutorial for making good lines and timetables? Explain how it works for CTS tram. Yeah, I probably could. Yeah. In career mode or sandbox mode? I don't play in career mode that much, I have to be honest. I mostly play in sandbox mode. Uberg says the 425 is 140 only. Oh yeah. Yeah, there it is. Those speeds usually get written somewhere in the cab. It's unusual that the route's restricting you to 140 though. Normally that happens, you just expect it to know. I just got a Steam award. And the alerts are popping up all over the place. Andy says locos, wagons and so on mostly third-party yes, despite some RSSLO. Routes coming to Steam too with a bit of a delay. I do prefer to buy third-party stuff through Steam, even though that sometimes annoys third parties, unless I trust that third party. So if it's someone like Just Trains, I'm happy to buy it from them directly, so they make more money. But someone like, actually I won't mention who I don't trust, but it's some of the ones that I don't trust to have really good content because they're so variable. I would rather buy it on Steam so I can refund it if I need to. On the approach to Kaiserslautern, I'm already down to the speed that PZB wants me to do, which is 85. Seriously, I just got the reward for 45. That's what the Steam achievement was for, which I got ages ago. Not ages. It's about a minute ago. Interesting how that happens. I'll come back to the chat again in a moment, Lord Dampnut. I want to avoid messing up this approach. Because it's lit up like a Christmas tree. Now, if I ignore the track monitor up in the top right-hand corner up there, for you guys it's there, I'd drive into here going, there's nothing but this sea of red signals. Because I can't see the platform. And I only know from the track monitor that there is a platform before the red signal. So we're clearly going to run off to the right, because every other track's got reds on it. Alright, now I'm happy to go faster. Now arriving Kaiserslautern, this will be our last stop on this service. Please collect your belongings, children, service animals, and creatures, and take them with you. Please do not leave anything behind on the train. Quite a nice sounding train, this one. Bit more. Bit more. I like the way it thinks I can open the doors at this speed, though. When you get down to about 5 kilometers an hour, it'll let you open the doors. Don't know if it's meant to, but it does. In the vertical chat, SJ says, do you think they'll ever bring an expert mode setting that will allow the safety systems to be on automatically? It would be good. I'm not sure they ever would, because gut feel is that it's dumbed down a little bit for people who are playing on console who are just looking for a game to play. So I don't know that they would, but it would be a good thing to do. I'd like it, because then I wouldn't have to turn them on all the time. And yeah, Psych, I can probably do one for the tram game. What I might do is have a chat to... what's his name? Kay? He's one of the developers. Set the spotlights to on again. That's the desk things. I really don't think that's what it wants, but you know. Set the master controller to 0. It's very hard to do that actually with the rail driver. Come on. 0. No, do it this way. And there we go. Wipers to off. Can you still do that? I suppose you could. It's a physical lever. You should set them to park, really. So before it throws me out, if I set them to park, see now how they've disappeared? And then off. You go to park so they disappear out of your view. Set the headlights to off. Well, you'd only do that if you were leaving it here. Where are the headlights? I better turn that off too. On. I'll drive it to do it. Set the spotlight to off. Good job today. Hope you enjoyed the festivities and have a happy Christmas. And boot it out in 3, 2, 1, now. Fail. Glod medal. Okay. Next scenario, we've done that, so... Strange that it seems to have a different order of the scenarios, because I've been playing them in audio, yet it's the next scenario seems to be the one before it. Alright, next scenario. I just feel like playing the scenarios today, by the way. Kaiserslautern Annual Fair. Didn't we try and play that one before? We did. And something happened. Something weird happened. 2-state shuffle, let's go. Prepare trains for service at Ludwigshafen Yard in the early hours of the morning. Ooh, a dark scenario. That always streams well. Andy says, most of TSW5 routes will put the HUD speed to the train's max speed and ignore the line speed if it's higher. It shouldn't. That's a bug if it's doing that. If you've got any examples, we can get that, or at least reported. Can't guarantee it to get fixed. Good morning. Today you've been tasked with bringing this BR425 into service and delivering it to Mannheim. When you're ready, climb aboard. Which one does it want? That one. Step. There we go. Door. Seat. Let's turn off the markers. Hold the battery on position. Oh, it's a cold start one. I've got very long arms, you see. Right, battery's on. We'll do what we're told until it's... well, the battery's on. You're going to make me sit here for 5 seconds, aren't you? Okay. Andy says, not with LZB. With LZB, you can go faster. Without LZB, it should break you down. It should. Reverser to neutral. Set the pantograph to raise. It'll be one of these. That one. Main circuit breaker close. Hold it in the closed position. It's already done it. You don't have to hold it. It's just a click thing. Set the headlights to... well, let's put the window heating on as well. Headlights. We didn't find them before, did we? Passenger lights are on. Maybe think the headlights somewhere. Down here. Up the top, maybe? Nah. Where does it think they are? There. Ah, the only one I didn't look at, because I thought it was a separator. Clever. Press to release the parking brake. Ooh. Before we do that, we don't need LZB on, there's no point. PZB on. CFA? CFA is that one. CFA unisolated. First set of forwards. Let's test the horn. Works. Ludwigshafen. Let's go, little train. What about some instrument lights? That'd be good, wouldn't they? Here's the instrument light dimmer. With those? Could be, but it's not. Oh well. Bumpy, bumpy. And we've got a shunting signal up ahead of us. Turn off the marker. So just up here there's a shunting signal. Holy Trucker says, can you show us this route in daytime, please? Just want to see the route. I think, well, this scenario is daytime. Do you want to see an end-to-end run, do you? Maybe we should get out the ICE 3 that hates me. We'll do an end-to-end run after we do this scenario. dock this thing in Ludwigshafen. Don't think we get to drive it. I think we just dock it, and I think we have to go back and get another one probably. Yeah, it looks like there's a few of those to do. Given the time, we might just do the end-to-end run now, actually. I might do this one later. Because, to be honest with you, that doesn't look like 20 minutes. All that chopping and changing of trains will take a long time. We'll drop this one into the station. And then we'll switch and do a daytime run. Yeah, see, it's going by another location. So we'll pop back out to the menu and do main menu. And jump into the ICE3, the train that hates my guts. But it'll be fine, honest. And we'll do a full speed end-to-end run. Choose a route, Ludwigsbahn. Timetable. Actually, there's a 411. Where does that go? Folder. Looks like a full end-to-end run, doesn't it? 7:24 in the morning. That should be daylight. As long as I set it to be, say, we'll go custom weather. Say June, that should be daylight. We'll do light clouds. And go, because I haven't driven that one for a while. And it hates me less than the ICE 3M, I think. Let's see if I remember how to set this up. It's been a little while. So reverser forwards. Why have we got wipers on? Because the rail driver's got wipers on. Headlights to normal, cab lights off, which is fine. Need to turn on AFB somewhere. Is it a clicky one? No, so we'll need to turn it on here. AFB, and we want Bisol Freigabe.
RFB. RFB.
Enter, and click out of that screen. I think you can set up the GSMR in these ones, but I won't bother. Doors, what side are my doors on? Right side. And we want down here somewhere. There will be Gunt. We need to turn that on. Turn on LZB, even though the route doesn't have it. PZB and CFA. I'm not sure you need that one, but I'm going to turn on anyway. Release the parking brake. The brakes are charged, which is good. It's been a long time since I've driven this. I'm trying to remember everything you have to do. I don't think there's anything to do on this screen. And we've got GNT turned on, which should be fine. Headlights to normal, I think. Now, train lights. Are they turned on somewhere? Control, doors are open over there, that's fine. That's probably it, actually. And while we're waiting, we can lock our doors now. Let's set. We'll probably be under monitoring, so let's just set that to 40 kilometers an hour for the moment. Brakes release. Oh, just AFB's on the independent on the rail driver. Okay. That's got a proper horn, hasn't it? Oh, there is something amusing about this train if you stand up, so we should do that. Your head pokes out through the roof. More juices. And off we go.
Zugbeeinflussung.
increasing AFB. AFB will be a little bit fiddly because Rail Driver will keep knocking it back one. So we'll just have to keep playing with it until it gets to the right spot. Hopefully that'll knock back to 150. There we go. And we should better just give it all the beans now and let her roll. Because by the time we get past this signal, we'll be allowed to do, or the back of the train gets past there, we'll be allowed to do 150. Ooh, it's a double. Long one. Thanks, Andy. I was kind of thinking it is. I thought you needed both G and T, which is the thing that lets you go faster, and NETEC. So yes, glad I turned it on. And we can see on this one that our AFB is set to 150. Now we just kind of sit back and relax and watch the route go by. And acknowledge Zephyr periodically. While we watch the tilt beast do its thing. And as Andy points out, because you're a tilting train, you can go faster in some corners. I'm not sure if this route implements that, though. Zephyr. This one, if you didn't see it, lights up a boot on a pedal for Zephyr. I'll zoom in on the screen next time it does it. Off to Neustadt and Weinstrasse. Weinstraub, actually, isn't it? Or Strasse? Straub. Straub. Weinstraub. I think. Think? Maybe. Maybe I got that the wrong way around. See the little boot thing that lights up for Zephyr? Come on. Oh, damn it. You can't acknowledge it when you're zoomed into the screen. I hate that. Fine. Throttle off. Throttle full power again. Do I need to reset AFB as well? That's a question. Maybe I didn't go throttle off for long enough then. Let's see. There it goes. Into the tunnel of complete darkness. My headlight's not on. There we go. I'm sure I put headlights on before. Start bringing our speed back down to 132 for that upcoming corner. Newtown at the Wine Street, says Andy. Excellent. No, this is the Tilt Beast. The ICET. There's two ICEs available on the route. This one layers in. The ICE 3M is the other one. And we appear to have a red signal coming up. We shall do the right thing and ignore the track monitor, because we haven't seen any indication there's going to be a red signal coming up. And in fact, this signal is green. This signal, however, is not. Maximum brakes. Well, we have gone green now, but we still need to slow down very quickly. That's a bit mean, game. That's a bit mean. Meanwhile, all the passengers are sitting in the back going, "Ow!" not giving it enough power to go over 85, so it won't.
Zugbeeinflussung.
SIFA. SIFA.
Still have 85 flashing, so I'm not going to give it any more power because I don't really want it to accelerate. Mind you, I could just set it to 85 on the PZB, on the LZB rather, I suppose, couldn't I? And then I can give it power. Come on, sit on the right speed. 80 will do fine. Safe to release, apparently. Can now go back up to 100. Interesting to see if it does tilt in the corners on this route. Yeah, it is. A little bit. Doesn't need to tilt much at this speed, I suppose. Do the un-German thing. Gradually slide down the bendy bits. Lexic Dark, hello, says Strass means street. So it's like Strahaus. Okay. Lord Dampnut says I should pay more attention. So should I, probably. Andy says, when the middle light above the window, it's the T. When it's under the window, it's the ICE3, but the ICE3 Neo has it above the window too, but has a different front mask.
SIFA. SIFA.
Zifa. Lexic Dark goes, after all that fun of trying to get you to say Hochbahnhof. Yes. For a long time, I refused to say anything other than HBF.
SIFA. SIFA.
Zifa. So you're sliding on your Strasse. Fair enough. It's a good thing I'm not American then, because then I'd be sliding on my Strasse. Andy says, not Hogbahnhof. Yep. And then here's the German way of laughing, which is hi, hi, hi. Yes. I think two of the languages that don't write ha 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 when laughing, German's one, often use hi hi hi. I've seen that quite a lot with quite a lot of people. And the Spanish use something else too. I can't remember what it is, but it's not ha ha ha.
SIFA. SIFA.
Zifa. But a hog station sounds funny. Fair enough. From now on, I'll just call them pig stations. So the station we're heading for, I guess, then is Neustadt and Weinstrasse. Seems fair.
SIFA. SIFA.
Thai version sounds like they're saying 555. Eh? Wait a little while before we're allowed to do 90 because the back of our train has to go past there. Ooh, gratuitous bridge shot. With a tree. Oh, just made it. Just made it. I'm not quite allowed to do 90 yet. Getting there though. There we go. Oops, not 100 rail driver, 90.
Zifa.
And we have tilt happening. See, it is the tilt beast. I think this one will open the cupboard door too, if I remember rightly, but it might only do it when you're stopped, I suspect. Yeah, I'm not going to do it when moving. That'd be a bad idea. Especially if it actually did it and left part of the train behind. Through the tunnels. For those who have just joined, I just saw a bit of a jump in the shorts feed. We are running on Pfälzische Ludwigsbahn, and we are taking the tilt beast, the ICET, not the wrapper, the train. We're going to run through the incredibly well-peopled station here with no one in it. We'll pretend that's okay. And we appear to be in a tree. That is an exceptionally long train. And we are allowed back up to 100 in a moment. Once the back of our train passes that sign back there. Could be, yep, about now. Let's watch it go into a tunnel, because we can, and there's a bridge.
Zifa. Zifa.
It's only a boring little road bridge, but it's still a bridge. Lord Dampnut says, and their acknowledgement noise in conversation sounds like, sounds like they're saying, ha. Yeah, we've got some Thai people who do testing for us, and they do say that. The other thing when they disagree with you sounds kind of funny too. Start bringing it back down to 90 for the next speed zone that's coming up, and Zifa again. Lord Dampnut says, used to work in a call centre and supported issues for Thai customers with a translator. Good times. Do you know, there's a certain irony in an Australian call centre supporting Thai people, because often it's the other way around. It's a bit like when I went to India for a little while doing some IT work. Everybody found that vastly amusing, that there was an Aussie going to India. Because it's just backwards.
Zifa. Zifa.
Yeah, when I first read your message there, Andy, I thought you said the iced teas that came to Austria got the titty disabled, but no, it's the tilty. I thought, what? Kind of funny. For those in the shorts feed, I have got chats going in both shorts and in a long or a wide traditional stream, so if you hear me reading something from someone, it's probably visible in the other stream.
Zifa. Zifa.
Zifa again. We're getting quite a lot of German content coming out, because on the 11th of Feb, which isn't terribly far away at all, we have Mittenwaldbahn, which is a somewhat lower speed route generally. A lot of single track. Lots of curves. And it comes with the OBB 1020 Crocodile,
Zifa.
which is an articulated locomotive. It's very much like a Garrett steam engine, except that it's electric, and it's very, very similar design, with the driving units pivoting underneath the main central unit. In the Garrett design, that's the boiler and cab sits there, and in the Crocodile design, it's the cab with the transformers and all of the other power equipment and compressors and everything else. And the engine units only have the traction motors. So I'm quite looking forward to that, because it'll be different to anything else in the game. Railpool 185 going in the other direction there. I'm glad the cars have colours these days. They used to be all white. It's kind of sad. to 100. It's funny to see an ICE running this slowly, really.
Zifa. Zifa.
And he liked the disabled titties. And he also says it's called the Karwendelbahn. Yeah, it's got both names apparently. So at one end of the route, I think it's the Austrian end, they call it Karwendelbahn. And at the German end, Mittenwaldbahn. That could be the other way around though, but something like that. I'm no expert. As anybody who's seen me drive simulators know, I'm no expert. I have to say I pay a lot more attention when I'm driving a real train. I definitely do. You don't think about anything else when you're driving a real train. I'm impressed with the old-timers who can carry on a conversation with all of their jokes and things. Because I can't do that when I'm driving.
Zifa. Zifa.
My actual role on the railway is fireman. But I do get to drive. There's an expression of interest going to come out soon for driver training, which consumes 2 years of your life with endless theory and practicals. So I'm planning on applying this year because I don't actually have enough years as a steam fireman to qualify, but I've been a diesel fireman since about mid-2010s, somewhere around there. So somewhere around 2012 or 2013, I have to look in my logbook. I qualified as a diesel fireman. So I've been a fireman for long enough, and that should be enough. And I know I am one of the better steam firemen on the railway, so I'm hoping that'll get taken into consideration.
Zifa. Zifa.
There are some firemen that the drivers see who's they're rostered on with, and they're like, nah. Tree Sim World. This is a bird's eye view. Into the next tunnel. This one's properly dark. Headlights working. Andy says because of the Karwendel Mountains it runs through. Yeah, fair enough. Lexic Dark says, ooh, a crocodile in the forest. How fun. Think of a crocodile in the snow in the forest. Even more fun. Andy says that's where some ICEs that run over Karwendel too. Interesting ride. Did a scenario with the ICET on Mittenwald from DTG. Might rework this one as well. I kind of think I've got Mittenwald on TSC. Kind of think I do. I'm not 100% sure about that. And I'm not about to jump into Steam and try and figure that out when I've got CIFA and PZB turned on. Because that will just be
Zifa.
problematic, shall we say. Let's leave it at problematic. Thanks to everybody who's been whacking the like button on the streams, by the way. That is highly appreciated. So something I'll be doing before the end of this month, I'm going to do a giveaway of a game. this is something that I'll be paying for. Oh, we're stopping here. I better actually do something about that. Because if I don't do something about that in an awful hurry, we aren't going to be stopping here at all. Fortunately, this train has amazing brakes. Everybody's fallen on the floor in the back, but that's okay. That's fine. No one will mind. But I'll be doing a game giveaway for the end of this month, sort of as a bit of a prototype thing that might be something I do more regularly. So I'm going to do it via my Discord. It's free to join. And there's a link to my Discord in the channel page if you want to jump in there and join in. It's a fairly lively community. We are friendly with each other. Anybody who is unfriendly doesn't last very long because someone bans them. Hi. Why Rail Driver just changed me to dimmed high beams, I don't know, but it did. Bit of an overreaction on the brakes there. Lord Dampnut says, interesting to drive what an issue, personality clash, or just bad at the job. There's a couple of drivers that I won't work with. So if one of those was to turn up on the roster, I would very early in the piece get onto our lovely roster person and say hi. But she actually knows who I don't enjoy working with and will not usually put me on with anyone like that, so that's good. Personality-wise, I don't care. It's the driving ability I like to see. If they're crap at driving, I don't want to be on a train with them. Personality, I don't care what they're like. I go out with the grumpiest guy on the railway and I have a fun day. I don't care that he's grumpy. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't have to make me grumpy as well. In the vertical chat, let me just get this train stopped. Erie, Cleveland and Chicago Railroad says, hello, I was wondering if it's a glitch or not, but in TSW5, when I go into FreeCam, it takes me to the very back of the train. It's really annoying having to slowly fly to the front of the train. You're probably on a console, aren't you? Because FreeCam on PC doesn't do that. FreeCam takes you to the front by default, but I think on consoles it does actually take you to the back. I think you can change the camera that works on your button, so you might be able to try that. Actually, one thing I do want to show you, if I stand up and go into the front of the desk, I think this is the one that... oh, now I can't show you anyway, because I can't do an external camera. But if you stand up in the chair, if you can see yourself from outside, your head actually goes through the roof. The doors are closing. Get out of the way of the doors. Alright, off we go again. We still have AFB set, so it should be fine to just cruise. We should better just go to full power too with this thing. It should just manage it by itself quite comfortably. Looks like it is. Good. Andy in the horizontal chat says, my wife made some announcers for this scenario, but the ICET from DTG isn't very good train sim-wise. Not bad, but there are better ones. I don't mind driving it. What is it that you don't like about it, Andy? And he says that she spoke to the platform announcements and a friend of mine talked some funny onboard ones. Well, it was in Corona at the time when I created this scenario. Oh, that's cool. It's good to do fun things like that. Ooh, a surprise guest. Look what's hiding over here. There's a 628 from Niddertalbahn. Just sitting in the sidelines there, idling away. Isn't that cool? Up to 1:30. We'll roll through the yard and station here and get yelled at by Zephyr. I actually work with a girl named Zifa, and I had to explain to her why it was funny when she told me her name. And I made her watch one of my streams, and she got it. Ah. No, no, train, don't accelerate yet. Stop it.
Zifa. Zifa.
World's weirdest bridge. Shut up, Zifa. No! What's that? Oh, it went into bloody screenshot mode. Stupid bloody. Right then, now we can speed it up to 160. And the tilt beast can do its thing properly. Come on, sit there. Good. Good. Okay. Catching up with chats again. John907i says, sup everyone. Ing SJ says you need to go into your settings and go to HUD and gameplay and go down to immersion camera switch and change it. Yeah, I thought it was something like that for consoles. So you should be able to fix that, Irie, Cleveland and Chicago Railroad. Thank you very much, Ing SJ. John907i says, how come, brother, you seem pretty passive? I'm never passive. I just don't care if I'm out with a grumpy person when they're driving. It doesn't worry me at all. I just don't like incompetent drivers. Not that there's anybody incompetent on a railway. No, that wouldn't happen. Lord Dampnut says, depending on the free cam cameras 2 and 3 on PC, just press 2 or 3 button again and send to the other end of the train. Yes, so 3 brings you out to the front by default, and then you go to the back. 2 is in the front by default, and then the back. And the difference between 2 and 3 is 2's on an imaginary boom, so if you... I don't know if these poles have collision, and they apparently don't. Well, maybe they do. The signal will. When you hit things with the 2 camera, let's see if I can do it over here. See, I can't go past this fence, and now it'll hit things. So when we're over here, we'll get dragged back in a moment. When we hit something, eventually we'll get dragged back. Obviously not much has collision on this route, and that's probably why it's got good performance. Whereas the 3 just takes you through things. So the 3's a true flying cam, like a drone. And you should, in theory, be able to go quite a long way from the train, much further than the 2 can. So that's the difference between the 2. 2's on an imaginary pole, and 3 is a drone. And 8's a rail fan, but sometimes you're in a tree. But you know, rail fans are strange, so it might be in a tree. And you can fly on the 8 camera, which you can't do on any of the others. "19 k's to Mannheim." Nice little field over the side there. I like the textures in modern routes. They just don't look as programmatic. There's still little lines and things here and there, but they used to have all these diagonal wavy things. And they have gotten away from that largely. They've improved the algorithms that lay this stuff down, and they do a bit of a blending pass over it as well, which is good to see. Rubbish dump. We apparently have a yellow signal coming according to the track monitor, but I will obey it when I see it. No, it's gone green. "17 k's to Mannheim should melt away quite quickly at this sort of speed. Nothing to acknowledge there. Pop out on this station. Zifa. One thing you can try for yourselves is put this thing on the route in free roam, and don't turn on PZB or Zifa. and see how fast it'll go. Let's just say that you can get it pegged. Thirteen more Ks to Mannheim. We're on the long straight stretch at the moment. The route kind of has two ends to it. There's the bendy bit and the not bendy bit. And we're on the not bendy bit. Time for another bridge. You know what I'm like with bridges. Oh, tree. Ah! It's interesting the ballast is quite green, isn't it? It's quite an interesting shade. This will be the last run today. Once we get this thing into Mannheim and finish it up, that'll be where I end it for today. I'll probably keep playing games though, because it's a bit too hot to do anything else. What is the outside? Oh no, it's only 34, that's not so bad. Still expecting it to get hotter today. Mind you, that's 34 in Melbourne. It could be hotter here. Sometimes is, often is. And we have some slower patches coming up that I'll have to do something about at some point. Ah, there is the warning, but we didn't get a magnet, which is interesting. I will use the AFB to bring us down to 100. It should do it. Surprised we didn't have a magnet on that speed change back there. Granted, that's only the warning version, but I would have thought you'd still want one. This is the enforcing version, but still no magnet. And here's the actual limit, so this one might have a magnet on it. No, it doesn't. It's got one there, but not active.
Zifa.
I just got a Steam award for operating the ICET for 100 kilometres. How about that? I don't think I've operated it for 100 on this route. Yeah, that's why we had to slow down. We're changing tracks. Grand. And then back to 160 once the back of our train is past that junction. It should happen just as we pass those signs. Zifa. Back up we go to 160. The ICET does have a fairly nice rail driver implementation. It's one of the better locos. It is something that I've been known to hassle them about a bit, is why is the rail driver better on some locos than others? So, and it comes down to an implementation on each of the locomotives. On the Class 87, for example, it's excellent. The Pacer is excellent from Just Trains. They don't even have a rail driver to test with. But somehow they managed to make it excellent. Now we have some slower speeds coming up because we're coming into Mannheim. We may as well start slowing down now. The lovely little track monitor up in the top right hand corner, which you can't see on the vertical stream, I'm afraid. I could, let's just quickly... I can't move you over there, it's not going to let me do it while I'm live. Zifa. The little track monitor sort of replaces route knowledge. It gives you the route knowledge that you need. I don't have to come down this far yet. Stick to 100 for a little while. 4Ks out of Mannheim, and we've got a 60 warning there that we have to acknowledge and get down to. Which probably suggests we're changing tracks again up here somewhere, as we pass this quite long freight train. And we're down to the speed to keep PZB happy. Looks like a red 628 sitting over there. We're almost down to the 60 limit that we need to be for this sign. I think we're going to make it just in time. We're only just over it anyway, so PZB wouldn't whack us. Track change. At the same time as another train changing tracks. It's always good. That often happens if, I don't know if any of you have been to Japan or watch any videos from Japanese railways, but man, they have trains just going straight at each other and they both divert at the same crossover, and it's like, wow. So much like they're going to hit each other, but they don't. Zifa. We have a red signal at the end of the platform, if you're wondering. We're not actually supposed to stop here, but it looks like we're going to be. If that doesn't change soon.
Zifa.
Huh, of course, now it goes green. Off we go again. I'm not actually going to release. We're going to keep our speed down, not that down, about 40 odd.
Zifa.
And that's why. Sometimes the game tells you to do the wrong thing. And it's saying it's okay to release there, and it just didn't feel right, so I didn't do it. Because if I'd released, I would have got stopped. This little train does, in theory, have suspension. Can't see it though, but it does have it. Just in time for the 1000 hertz. Good timing there. As we make our way into Mannheim, Hochbahnhof.
Zifa.
Passengers, if you'd like to get your belongings, children, service animals, creatures, beer cans, etc. together, and prepare to get off my train. Unless, of course, you are travelling on to a further destination, in which case you can stay on and the AI will take you. Oops, wrong way. And we want to go that way. Because, you know, bridge shut. I failed to acknowledge something in time there.
Zugbeeinflussung.
I didn't hear a CIFA, so I'm guessing it was a PZB.
Zwangsbremsung, Zugbeeinflussung. Zwangsbremsung, Zugbeeinflussung. 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 Zugbeeinflussung.
Alright, we should be able to drive again, I think. No, maybe not. Reset everything.
AFB. AFB.
Okay. Be back to that. Release the brakes. And drive.
Störung.
Yay! Lexi Duck says, please thank your driver for not slamming on the full brakes just as you were getting up to get your baggage. Josh J in the vertical chat says, let's recreate the movie Speed the Train. Where's the wiper there? Get off. No, get off. Right. I don't think my AFB is actually on. I think I've managed to turn it off. I have. Watch my speed then. As we slide into Mannheim, this will be the final stop for today's stream. Zifa having one last chance to try and stop me. Actually, it might get another one by the end of the platform, you never know. Feels like time for lunch to me.
Zifa.
Zifa got another crack. Lexic Dark says, Mum, that man is talking to the train again. The train was talking back. Is that right? Of course it's right. This stopping point's pretty close to the signal, isn't it? It's another one that's very close.
Zifa.
I suppose it has to be. This is a very long train. It wants to be in at the back of the platform. Will it let me get away with that? Maybe? Yes. Train brakes full on, doors unlocked. Time to unload our little passengers. Can I stand up on this camera view? No, I can't. I use the controller to do it. Will that do it? No. Well. Lexic Duck says, thanks driver, everyone have a good one. Remember, if you can't be good, be safe. Well, those are fairly wise words. And there's a platinum medal, despite a couple of speeds. Did recognise my safety systems. So, cool. Alrighty. Enjoy yourselves, folks. Next week we'll... I don't know if next weekend will be Mittental Barn, but it'll be soon. Midweek, we might do a bit of Railroader, because it's had a lot of changes. So maybe a quick Railroader session, if there is such a thing. It's a weeknight though, has to be. Anyway, have fun folks. It's been great chatting with you all and enjoyable situation as always. I hope you enjoyed the stream and I hope to see you soon. And if you want to be part of the February giveaway, remember to join my Discord. It is free. You don't have to buy anything or do anything. I will be giving away a game. I don't know which one yet. I'll figure that out later. Alrighty, have fun folks. See you later. Bye.